If you thought the recently deceased leader of the frogs was bad, you're either new to the wacky world of Don't Starve, or just too big of a wuss to venture down under. That, or you just have no clue how to spawn our next big bad. But that's why I'm here, and allow me to introduce your lovely faces and eyeballs to Misery Toadstool, the upgraded version of Normie Toad. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. Misery actually does sit at 99,999 health. That is bonkers. His damage, however, only gets a 50 total damage increase, while everything else, including his abilities, stays nearly the exact same as his counterpart. The only thing is Misery has one other unique drop that we will discuss later. Now, keen eyes may have spotted that the look to Toad's cap is a little different. But why and how? Well, that is step number 1, as it's a process I'd bet very few people actually know. So let's cover it. I'm gonna ask you to craft 2 items that may seem highly unlikely to be related to a massive boss fight in any way, shape, or form, with the first being a bird trap. So fly, winged beasts, fly. And the next is one that maybe some don't even know exists. The friendly Scarecrow. Grow a pumpkin in a farm and then use boards and grass to finish the craft. Now, I don't know if Clay changed something recently that was unannounced or if my game was done goofing today, but either way, head into the desert and place both the Scarecrow and trap down in hopes of snagging one canary bird. Canaries are attracted to these friendly scarecrows, but they would not spawn for me anywhere outside the Oasis deserts, which is totally odd. However, these birds are actually Don't Starve Together exclusives and are vital to this process. Get you one. But we ain't looking to imprison the beauty of nature while under the big blue sky. We want to subject the creature to a life of darkness and turmoil beneath the ground. Why? Well, because of an interesting hidden mechanic within the game that involves our baddie, Toadstool, the presence of canaries, and poison. You see, when you place a canary in a bird cage in the caves while Toadstool is alive, the bird will actually become poisoned after a short amount of time. And you'll know it when the bird actually falls off its perch and begins a sad cry that actually is really painful to hear and see. It has now become what is known as a volatile canary. But what then? Well, if you feel bad for the winged rodent, you can bring it to the surface and free it. And it will thank you by leaving behind 5 to 6 saffron feathers as it chirps away. And these saffron feathers are what are needed to craft electrical darts in-game. Or you can continue to be the cruel monster that you are and place it down within the caves, resulting in an event that is not so pleasing for the bird. But at least you can then laugh maniacally like the psycho you are. Or cry for the loss of beautiful winged life. But what we really need to do is commit the foul crime while near Toad's cap, as the resulting pop and poof of nature will turn regular Toad into his miserable counter. Now, you don't have all day here, as he'll turn back into regular Toad fairly quickly, unless he is chopped into existence. So make sure to be ready to go before you start popping them canaries without thought. As for healing, nothing changes really. Misery does the exact same things as normal Toad, except for packing a bit more punch. But as long as you stay vigilant and pay attention to them spore bombs, you won't be taking much damage until his smashes. So, just go ahead and get some dragon fruit as always. Or some lovely meat and veggies for some pierogi and be good to go with them. Or just about any other healing / food items you got. Sad Beardo, here to report that I have been barred from waving and smacking my meat around once again, as the idea is frowned upon in this instance. But as far as the rest of the crap you're gonna need, everything from the original fight still applies, so get your tams, your canes, the staffs, the flings, the swords of darkness, and whatever else you want, including a collection of armor if you wish. You still won't need a lot of it, but still grab some for sure. And your preparation could also extend to the arena if you wish. The same method for taking down regular Toad solo is 100% viable for Misery Toad as well. So turf it up, plant them flowers and flingos, and light the place to your liking. However, I'm not fighting alone this time around, but rather teaming up with the community and banding together against the forces of pure evil. But really, I asked some folk to help me because it would have taken me roughly 14 years to finish this fight by myself. Mighty thanks to all those who joined me, but let's get to it. Chop his cap and he'll be pissed. The fight is on once more. Now, again, you'll want to keep Toad in the middle as much as physically possible to maximize turning him into a Toadsicle, while also allowing you to benefit from his nullified attack speeds and frequency. As you can see, the biggest change he got is his appearance, and that extends to his boom shrooms and spore caps as well. But just remember, do your best to avoid these booming shrooms, which I actually think is easier with Misery Toad than normal Toad, and to also avoid causing the spore bombs to go off too close to your teammates and your fighting space. Other than that, the fight is the same, but I will mention that it is wise to avoid using spacebar come tree chopping time, as if you pick up too many of the flowers, you may end up negating your freezing advantage. And that freezing mechanic is still needed for keeping up with this charging phase. However, I will say, a team already makes that challenge a heck of a lot easier, even without freezing him. Still useful though, as time is everything in this fight. Just rinse and repeat the fighting, avoiding, and running process over and over again. This is purely an endurance fight, so keep it up, and eventually Misery will drop a shroom skin just like regular Toad when he reaches a certain health range. Only this time, Misery will actually drop more skin throughout, so watch for them. Be mindful of his desperation attack, the Slam. If you ain't watching your armor levels and numbers, this attack could potentially kill you instantly, as it does massive damage. But you can tank it pretty handily with just a couple armors, even wood ones. Just make sure to have a couple to begin with. Just keep up the fight and tenacity, and soon enough that 99,999 health will be nothing but a few swings away from being depleted. Sorta like how my frickin' internet crapped out as a fuse blew to all the frickin' heat being depleted outside at is minus frickin' 21 degrees out. Are you kidding me? 1,249 health remaining. I could sneeze and he'd be dead. I'm so pissed off that I'm willing to activate my bearded powers and kill this stupid Toad in one hit. Don't believe me? Just watch. Serves you right, you miserable son of a gun. Now, let's talk loot. Misery Toad has the same loot pool as a regular, which means frog legs, meat, mushrooms, and the chance for different blueprints. Yes, you heard me. Even though you just went through hell bringing that monstrosity down, you don't benefit from guaranteed drops. However, we already discussed the mush lights, the glow caps, and potential for different fun caps. But there is something new. Something unique to our pal Misery here. And that's Knapsacks. Misery will drop a blueprint for these suckers, but you'll need another skin from him, plus another Volatile Canary to make the magic happen. But what magic would that be? Well, let's say you pissed off the herd and they want your booty to be red too. Find a moment to toss one of these suckers into the crowd and they'll be immediately docile. And that extends to bigger bads as well. Get into trouble with the locals and toss one of these to cool them off. But be careful, the effect doesn't last forever. But you don't need to be careful when it comes to putting yourself to sleep, because, well, you can't. So, screw you, sleepiness. So there you have it, everyone. A guide on Misery Toad and the company it brings. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed, and best of luck to you if you tackle this challenge. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.